Hey there, it's Albie. So today I want to share with you the 3 things to help you get started today, learning how to earn and make money from residual, leveraged income, and how to begin learning how to compound your savings. Okay, so first of all, I want to share with you that congratulations on qualifying. That's really awesome. What we're going to need is we're going to need 3 hours to help you get started. The first hour is going to be helping you get your free money. All right, and we're going to help you find out all the cool free programs out there that can really help you with this. Now, just to let you know, they're not loans, they're not business loans. You can actually earn a lot more from business loans, but what I found is that people who are not skillful pay with a loan, you might have to pay it back. So I encourage people, if you're skillful, then maybe get a loan, because then you can get it back. But if you're not skillful yet, you could end up paying it back, and I don't want you to have to do that. So I would rather show you how to make some free money that is totally yours, that you can reinvest that and turn that into residual income, leveraged income, and then begin saving and compounding your savings. Okay, so the first hour is we're gonna help you make some free money. The second hour, we want to help you, show you how to make $3,000 to $4,000 a month. The formula to making $3,000 to $4,000 a month with a really great program called the Home Business Academy. And the third hour, we're actually going to help train you to get started. Okay, all right, so let me share with you a little bit about the earning, how the earnings work, especially with residual, leveraged income, and compounding. Okay, so first of all, we want to help you get some free money. That's not residual income, that's not going to be leveraged income, and that's not going to be, I mean, you could compound it but anyway, so let me share with you a little bit about residual income. Residual income is kind of like money that kind of like Netflix, except that you're on the receiving side of it. Netflix actually gets money every month from those subscriptions, and so they're earning every single month. And another form of residual income is, let's say that you rent an apartment, and let's say that the owner of the apartment, let's say his mortgage is $2,500 a month, and he's charging you $27, and he's earning $100 to $200 in residual income every month. Right now, he may have to pay back. He may have to use some of that money in repairs potentially, but if there's no problems with the building, he may be able to earn that $100 or $200 in residual every month that he can use. Now let's look at another residual income stream. Let's say you're working a job and you're getting paid $25 an hour, but let's say the company is actually receiving $30 to $35 an hour from your work, right? So they're leveraging you to do the job that they're getting paid $35 for. Okay, and they're paying you $25 out of it. You see what I'm saying? So you're either getting leveraged or you're creating leverage. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so it's really important to understand that. One of my mentors actually helped me understand Robert Kiyosaki's phrase from the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that says, most people in the United States, poor or middle class people, they spend their whole lives working for money, but the rich don't do that. That's what he was telling me, and I was like, well, what do the rich do that's so different? And he goes, well, the rich make their money work for them instead, right? So I was like, oh my gosh, like that totally flipped my brain. And I was like, I've been doing it wrong all these years. So that really helped. That really changed my life when I learned that. So I want to help you to understand that residual income and leverage income and compounding your money are really amazing tools to help you to be able to make your money work for you, instead of you having to work so hard for your money. Okay, so we've talked about a little bit about residual income. Let's talk about leveraged income. Now, there's lots of forms of leveraged income. Okay, so this is just one definition of it. There might be others. I know there are others, but when I think of leveraged income, I think of like someone at the top of Coca-Cola who's earning a penny on every single Coke sold around the world. That's leveraged income, if you can understand what I'm talking about. Now, I don't work for Coca-Cola, so I actually don't know exactly how it works, but I think you get my drift. I think you understand what I'm talking about. So that's leverage income. That means that you're earning from the efforts of others. That means that you can have a team, and that team, once they go out there and they start producing, you're going to be earning from their efforts as well as your own. You see what I'm saying? And there's a big chance that the work that you do is actually earning from someone above you also, right? So that's really cool. All right, so we talked about residual income, we talked about leveraged income. Let's talk about compounding, right? So let me ask you a question real quick. If I was to give you $100,000 or a penny doubled in 30 days, which one would you take? All right, well, if you're anything like me, I was thinking to myself, well, a penny doubled probably doesn't earn that much in 30 days. So I'd probably go with the 100,000, right? But catch this, right? A penny doubled in 30 days equals $5 million. Isn't that insane? Well, that is the power of compounding, a doubling, 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16, 16 to 32. And then once you get to 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 8,000, and then so forth. As soon as you get to 1 million, right, it just suddenly doubles, right? So compounding is very, very amazing principle. Okay, so what I'm going to share with you next is not exactly compounding, but it's the first step towards learning how to create some good interest on your money, making your money work for you. There's a really great program inside Savings Highway Global that is a national online bank. And this bank will give out 3.8% once you have your savings to a certain point, and you have to see all the details inside for specifics. But once you get your savings to a certain point, you can get that 3.8 APY, okay, and that's interest on your money. I believe that's each year, right? Counts as a year. So I'm not into mathematics, so anyone who's really good at this, they can maybe give you some pointers in there. But here's the thing you need to understand. Let's say that you saved up $10 a day, and that's every day. Let's say you saved $10 every single day, and invest your initial $1,000 in covered call options, aiming for a modest 1.1 to 1.3% monthly return. Now listen to this, over 5 years, continuing to add your daily savings to your investment account while gradually improving your option strategy. This disciplined approach will help you to build a portfolio worth about $50,000 by the end of the 5th year. Once you reach this milestone, your investment can generate $500 to $700 in monthly income, which you can either withdraw or reinvest to accelerate your wealth growth. Isn't that cool? So just to let you know, I'm not licensed to give you financial advice, so you need to double check this with with someone who is, right? But I'm just kind of giving you guidelines and helping you understand some really great strategies that are out there for you to look into, right? Now, I want to share with you one more thing. Even if you weren't to do covered options, right? And I can actually share some really great books with you and strategies from people who are very successful with this. But let's say you just invested, that you just saved up $10 a day and had it earning for you at 4%, right? You'd only need to save up for 11 years to create $50,000, right? So don't forget that that's with the 4% interest earning for you, okay? So this is a really great place to get started. And like I always tell people, look, even if you don't have enough to save up $10 a day, start saving something, right? Even if it's just a penny or two, it doesn't matter. You just need to get in the habit of saving, because that daily habit is going to change your life. Millionaires always focus on how much money do they have and understanding where their money's going. Poor people typically don't keep track of their money, all right? And so it just gets out from underneath them, and they lose sight of where it's going. So don't let that be you. Keep track of your money. Learn how to save money, because it's much easier to save money than it is to earn money. And then start learning how to make money by learning more and more skills, okay? Those are some tips for you. So the bank I'm going to share with you inside of Savings Highway Global, it's an online bank. And also, this program will pay $75 per referral, right? And so that's really cool as well, because when I talk about referrals, I'm not talking about going out there and talking to your friends, although you can, especially if you, let's say you come into and you earn that money, and then you go around and tell other people what happened. Well, let's say you tell your wife or your spouse or your mom or someone in the family. Well, there's a very good chance they'll want to get the same thing. So you getting that money from a family referral is very possible. But what I'm talking about is actually learning some real marketing skills. And I don't mean to market directly, because that's actually against the rules. But you can get to know people through marketing. And once you know them, once you have built a relationship, you can share with them and earn that awesome referral fee, right? So you can potentially earn $75 per person that you bring in per day. So if you bring in one person, that's $75 a day. If you bring in two, that's $150, and times 3, that's $225. Just from what I'm talking about, right? And there's another $25 to $30 from a couple other programs. And I'll share more of these programs with you later. But just so you know, there's some really great money that's waiting out there for you, just if you just know a little bit of skills. And what I'll do is I want to teach you those skills and how easy it is to bring in new referrals every day. Okay, so anyway, those 3 hours, we can do that. Like, we could do an hour today, or an hour tomorrow, and an hour the next day. And just let you know, what you're watching right now, this all counts towards your first hour as well. Just make sure that you're really paying attention, so you understand all these concepts, so that we can actually make progress here, because it's really important to understand all this. If you're just listening to this but you're not really taking it in, then that's not going to work, okay? So again, we could spread them out over 3 days, or an hour today and 2 hours tomorrow. We could potentially even do 3 hours today. We just have to see how much time we have, right? So it really depends how fast you want to get going and begin earning. So now the question I need to ask you right now is, would you like to make your first money? Would you like to get started? Take you about 15 minutes to make the first money for you. And so if you'd like to get started right now, just let your sponsor, let the person who's working with you, let them know you're ready to get going. All right. And so basically, this is your first hour. We we did an introduction, so we got to get to know you a little bit, and then you watch this video, and then the next part is to actually go after getting that free money with in the next 15 minutes. See you then.